Welcome back. We're speaking with Chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, Adam Schiff, about the impeachment process as it rolls on. Donald Trump evidently wants something a little more elaborate than Mitch McConnell wants. He wants to call a bunch of witnesses, including Adam Schiff. Do you think it would be a smart thing to call Adam Schiff to testify in front of the Senate? Do you have any evidence at your fingertips that the president has perhaps abused his office?
Well, yes, I do. But I'm no more a fact witness than you are. Perhaps they should add you to the witness list.
I would be honored. I'm ready for my close-up.
But the, you know, and some of the Republican members have echoed the president's talking points. Well, we should get Adam Schiff to testify. It just goes to show there is no bottom to the degree to which some of my colleagues will prostrate themselves to please the president.
What happens when the camera's off? Do they ever say, like, look, we know this is a huge problem, but we just can't say that out loud? Is there any of that going, you know, on backstage, as it were?
There is. You know, I have to say...
So what do you say to those people?
Well, I'll have to say the...
Do you always get this animated and angry?
I have to tell you, one of my favorite Twitter responses to the hearings was a woman who tweeted, after watching the hearings, "Now I know what to say when my mother is giving me advice again. I will listen to her patiently, and then I will respond, I thank the gentlewoman for her remarks." The Republican members, my colleagues, in the past, they don't do as much anymore, used to confide. They would pass me in the corridor and they would say, keep doing what you're doing. But I have to say that I'm not interested anymore in the private misgivings of members. They need to speak out. They need to vote their conscience, their conviction. They need to vote their Constitution.
All right, so let's talk about some of the people that the Republicans are saying, why don't you wait to get these other documents or get these other witnesses? Because I'd like to hear from some of the people. You've subpoenaed... Have you subpoenaed Mick Mulvaney?
Yes.
Okay. Robert Blair, top aide to Mulvaney?
Yes.
Who was on the call? Mulvaney said there was quid pro quo.
Yes.
Why not haul his butt in there? The way that, what was it, Sam Ervin said to Butterfield, if you don't come in here, U.S. Marshals will pick you up off the street to testify in the Watergate hearings, and that's how we found out about the secret tapes? Why not do that? U.S. Marshals, send them.
Yeah. Well, he should testify. He should testify.
Can't you what can you do to compel them?
Well, we can compel them by holding the president accountable by impeaching him, for one thing. But here's what they're trying to do. They would like nothing better for us to go to court, win in the district court, win in the Court of Appeals, wait for the Supreme Court on this claim of absolute immunity. And then when that is all done, and that will probably take at least a year to wind the way through the courts, it will come back to us. We will have Mick Mulvaney before our committee. We will ask him the question. He's no longer absolutely immune from testifying. And he will say, well, now I'm going to claim executive privilege. And I'm not going to answer the questions you need answered. And then we have to go back to court. And a year later, we get him to come back in and answer the questions.
You can't do this like as a twofer? You can't throw, like we also want to talk about executive privilege at the same time?
No. But the practical effect of the argument, why don't you just wait until you get Mick Mulvaney in before you impeach, is to say, why don't you wait until after the president cheats again in the next election and then try to do something about it? That's just not the right remedy. And this is exactly why I think the Founding Fathers provided an impeachment clause. But the real test here is, does that clause still have any effect? Or has that clause now become overcome by another worry the founders had, and that was over the power of faction? Do we have, and that's how they referred to parties, has the excess of factionalism now meant that this remedy in the Constitution is now a paper remedy? We better hope to hell it isn't, because if it is, it means that we will never be able to hold a president accountable. They can be as corrupt as they want without any remedy.
We have to take one more break, but if you can stick around, please stick around. When we come back, I'll ask the congressman how history will see this. Don't go away.